Are you going to women? Do not forget the whip. Friedrich Nietzsche. Her smile was oxygen, and I was suffocating. The first time it touched me, I felt my chest expand, my blood surge, as if I'd been dead until that moment. I stood in a crowded room, but all I saw was her lips curling, her eyes locking onto mine, a warmth that promised I existed. I called it love, but it was hunger. I wasn't chasing her. I was chasing the reflection of myself in her gaze, a man who mattered, a man who was enough. My hand shook later, alone, as Nietzsche's words sliced through me. Are you going to women? Do not forget the whip. I flinched, thinking it was venom, a philosopher's sneer. I didn't see it then. The whip wasn't for her. It was for me, to lash awake the man I'd buried under illusions. I sat in my room, the walls bare, the air thick with silence. Her smile replayed, a loop I couldn't pause. I'd felt it before, not with her, but in fragments. A teacher's nod, a friend's laugh, a fleeting glance from a stranger. Each one a crumb I hoarded, proof I wasn't invisible. But her smile was different. It was a sun I orbited, a fire I'd burn myself to keep. I told myself I loved her, but I was starving, for meaning, for purpose, for a mirror that didn't show the void inside me. I built her into a myth, my salvation, my home, my reason to breathe. Every step I took was measured by her light, every word shaped to hold her close. I thought I was winning her. I was losing myself. Nietzsche's mirror didn't lie. It showed the man I'd become, a beggar, kneeling for her approval, calling it devotion. I saw the moments I'd twisted my soul, softened my edges, silenced my truths, to fit her frame. I called it sacrifice, but it was surrender. Her laughter, once warm, turned sharp, a blade I didn't dodge. Her silence wasn't empty. It was a weight, pressing me smaller until I barely recognized the man staring back. I thought she was the answer, the key to the ache I carried. But the ache was older, deeper, a wound I'd dressed in her name. This was never about her. It was always about me, my hunger, my weakness, my refusal to face the mirror alone. What did you feel when her eyes first held you? Was it love, or the echo of a need you never named? If you've ever bent for her gaze and called it passion, this story might be yours. Subscribe if you're ready to stop chasing shadows. I didn't love her. I craved her. Her glance was a pulse, a jolt that kept my heart from flatlining. I see it now. A dim room, the air stale, my hands gripping a chair as she moved through the space. Her voice was soft, but her presence was a storm. I watched her every gesture, a tilt of her head, a pause before she spoke, searching for signs I was enough. My words were careful, my laughter forced, all to keep her eyes on me. I told myself it was connection, but it was addiction. I was a man in famine, and her approval was the only food I knew. I remember the nights, lying awake, replaying her words. A single "you're sweet" could carry me for days. A fleeting frown could bury me. I built my world around her moods, a castle of sand I guarded with my life. I'd shift my plans, my voice, my truths, just to see her smile again. It wasn't romance, it was worship. I knelt at her altar, offering pieces of myself, my anger, my dreams, my silence, hoping she'd anoint me with her gaze. Her laughter was a drug, her silence a blade I pressed against my own chest. I called it intimacy, but it was chains. The mirror showed it all. Every time I chased her validation, I betrayed the man I was. I saw the moments I'd lied, to her, to myself, saying I was fine when I was breaking. I saw the hours I'd spent crafting a version of me she'd want, charming, safe, small. I wasn't living for her. I was performing, a puppet dancing for a nod. Her presence was a cage I'd built, bar by bar, with every yes I didn't mean, every truth I swallowed. I thought I was winning her heart. I was losing my spine. When did you first feel that hunger? Did you call it love, or did you know it was a leash you tied yourself? The books found me when the pain wouldn't sleep. Kant, Jung, Nietzsche. They weren't escapes. They were blades, cutting through the lies I'd lived. Kant showed me I didn't want her thoughts. I wanted her warmth to drown my chaos. I'd built a system of reason, a life of logic, but her glance unraveled it all. She wasn't a puzzle to solve. She was a force, raw and unapologetic, and I was begging her to define me. Jung whispered of the anima, the shadow woman I'd conjured from boyhood wounds. She wasn't her. She was my projection, a myth I'd woven from my mother's silences, my father's absence, my own unspoken fears. Nietzsche was the fire. His words didn't comfort. They burned. Everything about woman is a riddle, he wrote, and everything has one solution. It is called pregnancy. I hated it at first, crude, brutal, unfair. But then I saw it, not literal, but primal. She was life's rhythm, tied to blood and bone, while I chased abstractions, honor, romance, truth, to hide from the void. I wasn't loving her. I was using her, a mirror to reflect a man I couldn't face alone. Nietzsche didn't hate women. He hated the illusions we build around them, the stories we tell to stay soft. His mirror showed my hunger, my weakness, the man I'd betrayed to keep her close. I sat with those pages, my hands steady now, the room colder. Kant's duty, Jung's shadows, Nietzsche's will. They weren't answers. They were questions. Why did I need her to see me? Why did I call my craving love? Why did I kneel when I could stand? The mirror shifted and I saw it. I wasn't chasing her. I was running from myself, from the emptiness I'd refused to name. She was just the stage where I played out my surrender. What truths have you buried to keep her close? Did the philosophers you read show you her? Or the man you've been avoiding? It started long before her, a boy, small and watchful, studying his mother's face. Her smile meant safety. Her silence meant the world was slipping. I learned early. Please perform, shrink to fit. I carried that lesson into manhood, a script I didn't write but followed blindly. With her, I perfected it. I became the man she wanted, witty, gentle, agreeable. But every step was a betrayal. The mirror showed it. Every compliment I earned cost a truth I buried. I wasn't me. I was her idea of me, a shadow dancing for her light. I see the moments now, sharp as glass. The times I swallowed my anger to keep her smile. The nights I reshaped my dreams to fit her plans. I told myself it was love, but it was fear. Fear of her absence, fear of being unseen. I wore masks, the charmer, the listener, the savior. Each one fit her better than it fit me. I thought I was building a bond, but I was building a cage. Her approval was the lock, and I handed her the key. The boy in me, the one who'd learned to please, was still there, whispering, "Don't lose her. Don't be alone." Jung called it the anima, the feminine shadow I'd projected onto her. She wasn't just a woman. She was my unmet needs, my unspoken grief, my longing for a home I'd never had. I didn't love her. I loved the myth I'd made of her, the story that said she'd save me. But the mirror didn't lie. It showed the man I'd lost, the one who had fire before he learned to kneel, the one who had dreams before he traded them for her nod. What masks did you wear to keep her close? When did you first betray the boy you were? She didn't leave. She faded. Her laughter turned sharp, her glances cold, and I felt the ground crack beneath me. The room shrank, the air thin, like I was breathing through a straw. I chased harder, words, gifts, promises, thinking I could pull her back. I told myself I was fighting for us, but I was fighting for me, for the man I thought I was in her eyes. Her silence was a blade, and I leaned into it, bleeding to prove I could take it. But the mirror showed the truth. I wasn't fighting. I was begging. I unraveled in pieces. A missed call became a verdict. A short reply became a rejection. I saw her everywhere. In the empty chair, the quiet phone, the mirror that no longer held her reflection. I'd built my world around her, and now it was collapsing, brick by brick. I thought I'd lost her, but I'd lost more. I'd lost the man I was before I knelt, before I called my hunger love, before I tied the leash around my own neck. The pain wasn't her absence, it was my surrender, my betrayal of the fire I'd once carried. I sat in that room, the book heavy in my hands, Nietzsche's words echoing, "Woman knows only love." But it wasn't love, it was strategy, a dance of power I'd volunteered for. I saw it in the mirror. Every time I'd chased her validation, I'd handed her my spine. Every time I'd called it intimacy, I'd tightened the chains. The leash wasn't hers, it was mine, woven from my need, my fear, my refusal to stand alone. I didn't lose her. I lost myself, twisting my soul to hold a shadow that was never mine. Have you walked this fire? Say it out loud. Drop it in the comments, so no man thinks he's crumbling alone. I stand in the same room, but the mirror is mine now. Her smile doesn't save me. It never did. It was a drug, a veil, a lie I told myself to stay soft. I don't hate her. She was life, raw and unyielding, moving through instincts I tried to tame with promises. I see it clearly. My pain wasn't her doing. It was my kneeling, my craving, my refusal to face the void alone. Nietzsche's mirror showed the hunger I called devotion, the weakness I called strength, the chains I called fate. I don't need her eyes to see me anymore. I am enough, still, sovereign, whole. The mirror evolves. It's not her reflection now, it's mine. I see the boy who learned to please, the man who learned to perform, and the fire that still burns beneath it all. I see the wounds, abandonment, betrayal, the ache of chasing a myth. But they don't own me. They're fuel. I don't run from her silence or her power. I stand in it, unshaken, transmuting desire into creation. The masculine arc isn't her validation. It's gravity, internal, unyielding, mine. If this stirred something ancient in you, share it. Not for the algorithm, but for the brother still chasing her shadow. This is dark Psyphoria, where the illusion dies, and something older than memory rises to take its place. What do you see when you look in the mirror now? Did she leave, or did you finally see? Thank you for watching. Walk your path with quiet strength.